Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing good. I'm having an okay day. It is as cold as can be out there. I have no choice, but I have to get my kitty water, their tank heater in there tomorrow. That's the last day. Today I had to break through the ice for them, and I have a strainer thingy that I use to get the ice out of there for them. And yep, that's enough of that. It's cold, freezing. So, yeah. Other than that, it's not a bad day, but we do burn wood, so if it was really really cold, we have a LP heater too, and the motor went out, but they were here today and they're going to be back couple days and fix that. So, that'll be good because we need that if it's really cold, like sub-zero, and yeah. So I am listening to Hamish from the High Frequency Tribe and see if I get his name, Stuart J. Hooper. Both of them are what I would consider experts on the environment and more. Um, Literally, um, physically trained in universities. One's from England, that's Stewart, and Hamish went to, I believe, Berkeley. Or I might be mixing him with another, but no, I think I am accurate with that. Dealing with the environment. But anyway, on that note, I was thinking too with these companies that sell armaments and stuff all over the world that benefit in those areas are the same people that have on their web pages how much they care about the environment. That's a oxymoron, you know? Um, yeah, it's moronic. uh, Let me see where I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna light a cigarette. Because I got a lot going on in here today with that, all that, and more. But just a minute here. So I'm gonna share a link to their Zoom talking about that and the information they've gathered and other people that are experts in other areas that they're all getting together because this army fighting them back has got to come together in these ways. And this is my contribution, finding the best available information out there to battle these hidden freaks, you know? So, excuse moi, pardon me. Almost, but not quite, sorta. I mean that. Okay, just a minute here. Um, so speaking on the environment that they say they care so much about, I believe it was in Nevada developed a bug that they said would kill 80% of the population were it to get out because it's like a variant on a variant and the most lethal thing. And but people won't be spreading it much because they'll just die, you know. Why are they developing something like that? Speaking of war, you know, all the weird things going on in this world, it's time to act, people, you know. We got to start sharing the right information and proving. Now see, this is the topic of my video today, is the mental health professionals not stepping up and putting their foot down for the people in the world, um for what is just and true, you know. the real things on the planet, the real things in life that the especially mental health professionals claim to abide by the acronym OCEAN on the scale for personality disorders, that they should be evaluating all the world leaders with this. But no, what they are doing right before the mental health professionals is changing the structure of what is insane and what is not insane. These mental health professionals literally are twisting insanity along with the public officials to go against the people and what we know is just and true and logical and scientific and all the regular, real, tangible things on this planet. You know, that's my topic today, is the mental health professionals that are not speaking on this topic politically for the people on our behalf as other citizens in the world or wherever we are at should be speaking up a lot more for each other. In me, a mere counselor, paraprofessional, licensed ordained minister, and so forth. And I do believe that most of the world leaders probably do need my expertise in drug counseling, to say the least, with a lot of them. That's a fact. We got a bunch of inebriated clowns running the show. And it's time to put these, like Hamish said, it's time to, and I am an expert in judo. That's my favorite martial art, although I know many. But my point is, like he said, do the judo thing on them, use their own energy against them. Yeah, that's basic judo, but that's more what they would call aikido, which is a variation of that, using movement. So anyway, either or, they're incorporated. So the oldest martial art in the world is judo, and it's considered wrestling, yet it's more like a dance. And but it's not really dancing, but I do love to dance. I'd rather waltz though, if I had a choice. But this isn't a dancing time right now unless I were dancing on somebody's head. So, because they're not going to get away with this. There's far too many people. And even, well, the point is, our army's bigger than theirs. We don't have the uniforms, but the spirit in us, it's like the unicorn, it's unique, but that part is in every human being. So that's how we connect like that. So don't ever feel separate from anybody like that, really. You know a person's energy. You just do, you know? And if they're playing both sides of the fence, they're already on the other side. Period. You know? But yeah, I'm about as anti war as you can get. Um, I just know that not everything is as it seems, and we all know it's the little people, or is it that actually get hurt? People sign up to do these things no matter their reason. They know the outcome of war and the reason for it, to kill. Same with weapons. That's it. There's no other reason. I mean, hunting, yes, but I'll tell you what, I've been places where I really would not want to go in without a weapon, like deep into the woods or into the mountains or something. You'd be awful foolish if you did. So, and that's what it is like with these wolves that are devouring people daily. You know, makes you wonder about the armies that they are building. And speaking of that, did you hear that there were Chinese troops that came into the streets to help with violence in New York? I heard that. I didn't verify it, but I'm sure you could. You know, usually people just don't say things, and there was several other places around the United States that happened from my understanding. And like I said, from reports from right across the Minnesota Canadian border, up for a few hundred miles away from me, sits two cargo planes that are Chinese, and we assume there's armaments in there, but somebody flew them in here, and that's in Canada. So, and that's the border that um isn't really guarded as much as even you hear about the um border and whatnot, but you have no clue the wide open spaces and the deep dark woods or mountains or riverways, all kinds of, it's unbelievable, unbelievable. There's no way. I mean, you'd have to be one tough cookie to do a lot of that stuff going from there to here, but it's doable, and that's what around us there were um oh, they call them like waterway men. I'll get it in a minute. We have like a fur post here, and the oh, I'll get it. Just a minute here. Yeah, just give me a minute. They were voyagers. There's another name for them though. It wasn't always about trapping, but they were like fur trappers and voyagers for different, like moving around from one country to another, or different ways. They'd take the boundary waters. There's waterways that you can travel by canoe and that type of thing. Um, so there's ways to get into the United States from Canada, um, even just walking across the border, that wouldn't be detected even close to anything like is watched down on the southern border of the United States or the coastlines. This northern border is the most open thing anywhere in the world right now. It really is. Maybe aside from an island like Hawaii, for instance, or something that's pretty open. But yeah, vulnerable, you know. But I'm just saying, you know, I don't think they understand a lot of things, so um I don't think they understand a lot of things, I guess. Or maybe they do. They are what they are. I guess it is gonna be what it's gonna be either way. But I think we have a fight. I mean, we already won the war. That's what I'm trying to say. There's so many of us pushing back against their nonsense. Of course, they're going to keep trying to push all and more. And it's already been pre thought on both sides. It's just the fact that you don't give up and you keep on telling your children what's right and what's wrong and who they are, exactly who they are and what they're doing, you know. It's all about controlling the people and getting the funds from the people and conditioning the next generations to do their bidding, period. You know, it isn't about transhumanizing some robotic body so they can jump into it in the future, although ideally they wouldn't even care if they could have the same pleasures in life, but that's not going to happen for them. But to dehumanize human beings so we're weaker, and they've weakened most people out through the centuries by all means possible. And the Great Awakening has happened a long time ago. And more people are standing up because they were born knowing anyway what side they're on. Everybody is. I'm convinced of that. Even if you try and be stupid, God's going to call you back. He always does, all the time. Just like a parent before a kid almost burns himself, or if you're watching your child. But you're gonna grab that kid or shout or whatever it takes to save that kid. And, you know, that's what I'm doing. Whatever I can, whatever it takes. I spent a lot of time typing or looking up things, or, putting information out at any platform I can, you know, all the time in any spare moment I have. Besides, I do take um it's not a mental break literally, but it's more on a spiritual level for different friends of mine that are doing different things out here on YouTube. So it's really not like work, I guess is what I'm saying. I do love it because I've met a lot of wonderful people trying to do the same thing in life. We're all just trying to help each other, you know? So, yeah. So and I had heard about that new variant of bug. And like I was telling you about different stages of Morgellons and what it is, the ultimate bug is the combination of everything. It's everything. There's nothing, the only thing new under the sun that will ever be is when it's so evident that the Christ Spirit has risen in mankind that the dark cabal has no choice but to back down, and that's what's going on. We are literally physically, mentally putting them in prison. And this will go for any healthcare professional that's being a lying scum bucket. You're going to be nailed along with the rest of them. Just remember that. No flesh with your tiny little, not even cells to make an amoeba. No thought, no gleam in the old man's eye. That's the lessening of the whole situation. Like, here you go for you biblical scholars. Satan does devour his own. So, anyway. Or, yeah, there just about every culture has some kind of serpent eating its own tail. That's the ludicrousness of it all, and where the Christ Spirit has to step in for ones that, so they aren't raised on that level and impregnated on that level, and um any forethought of that when that's removed from the earth. And that's what the gatekeepers in life are doing, the watchmen, the warriors for God, whatever we want to call ourselves. That's what we're doing. 144 is more like it, but they say 1,000. You know, a baby can stand up to Satan. That's not a problem. It's just like a tiny cat can mess you up. you know. Well, that's the way a human being is for any dark spirit. So, just one causes fear in all of them. And they should be. And they are now. They weren't at first, but now they're getting scared, and they should be. They will not be able to even be around a real human being that nurtures that true love in other human beings too. Um, they won't even be able to stand before even one of us, you know. So, but they're gonna have to. So, I hope I don't get cut off. I probably don't have a lot more to say. I love you all. Um, I don't know if I lost somebody, but if I didn't thank somebody for being here, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Um, it's hard to find people that care about other people genuinely, and the more the merrier. So, welcome. Thank you again. So, and if you don't know, what I do is share what's going on in the day from a lot of phenomenal sources, and I always have quite a bit to talk about, and thoughts for helping, and other people's thoughts for helping, and if you get the word out too, we need to really hold the mental health care workers of the world accountable for the insanity that's going on that they're not speaking about. I'm holding them accountable today. So you might want to help me do that, because this is some insane stuff that calm, rational, loving people and their families don't deserve, and this is some hooey, and I'm not putting up with it, you know. So, well, I'm gonna get this uploaded, and I wish you all a really good week ahead here. Um, any ideas you ever have or thoughts, and I appreciate them all, even your aspect, even if it's identical or a little different, it doesn't matter. Every idea is cool. And if you are totally against me, that's cool too, because then I know who you are. So that's perfect. God's perfect design, you know. All right, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you again. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.